Cool. Leonie, thanks so much for jumping on. I'm just coming off obviously a record month for you last month. I was so proud of the work you've done in a very short period of time being in the program. And I just thought it would be really special to obviously talk about that and reflect on that and obviously address, the lessons and things that you had learned as well. So thanks so much for joining me, and congrats obviously on your past month. Um, what I'd love to just kind of hear was probably more of a before, like what had sort of transpired with your business before, jumping in the program, and where was sort of things at with specifically the online side, because you've obviously got the brick and mortar as well. I'd love to just hear a little bit before it was like before you and I, first met.
Okay, so we've been in business nearly 21 years and bricks and mortars, and we've been online for 21 years. But we've never really reached our potential online by any means because it's just been a secondary part of our business. But we're getting to capacity in the business, in the bricks and mortar business. We make all our own products, so we have a certain capacity, and we can only do so much that comes in the door because we're in a very small village in the southwest of Western Australia. It's tiny, so we rely on foot traffic during tourist seasons. So we needed to increase our online business. So that's my job. That's what I get to do for the next period of time to actually increase. That's where our growth is. That's where our future is for Moonhaven. It's just fantastic. So what we're looking to do is we're looking for someone to help us. And I saw so many complicated systems out there. I mean, so complicated, so involved, so time consuming, just the system itself, that I actually wanted a step-by-step checklist, basically. And that's when I found you guys.
Mm.
Will, you've been amazing because I just love your one-on-one approach. It's just so cool. And this one-on-one interaction that we get as needed is invaluable because I actually like to have that personal direction because it's really important. So we joined last month, beginning of last month in November, and wow, simple steps, focus, and good guidance has given us a good 30% increase in turnover with some very simple steps. And that's just an email and a small Facebook ad campaign and upping our social interactions on Facebook and Instagram. Nothing much really, but you were there holding our hands and step by step, which is brilliant. And we're still refining that by a long way. So the sky is the limit, but we're getting our ideas. We're starting off at a very low cost to allow us to find out what is the angle to our dangle, and you're guiding us with that, and that's brilliant. So can't thank you enough.
Oh, that was a brilliant summary. I really appreciate that, Leonie. And I think that, one of the best things about you, what I've kind of observed, is just that level of action taking. And like I call it, having a level of faith and belief in a process, trusting the process really. And I think maybe it's come through your experience, or hopefully you just felt obviously confidence through us in the program, but your
Absolutely.
action to results is just so closely correlated that it's amazing. And so what we love to just provide is absolutely a clear, simple plan. Like I absolutely pride myself on simplicity in what we do, because that's obviously what we did with our business. It's like, this is exactly what you need to do. Ignore the rest. Just do this well and actually execute it properly, right? Take the thinking out of it. We have a hypothesis, but take the thinking out, or the apprehensions or the fear factors, and we just execute objectively, assess the results, learn from that, obviously iterate from there, and continue to move forward with the steps that we're doing. And that's where we find that the best results come from. It's no surprises that, probably 75, 80% of people have similar experiences to you in that first month to 2 months, where they have significant increases just because they were apprehensive or they weren't sure about one thing, and therefore they didn't actually execute, versus us coming and saying, no, you can have full confidence in doing it, do it this way, and we'll show you how to do it. But you were on the right track and you did that, have the right thoughts, but go ahead and execute it. We spend 80% of our time thinking of what we should do, 20% of
Absolutely.
actually doing it, or less. And sometimes that can be the difference. And I'm always thrilled when it is a simple solution that gives you that, opens up the floodgates, so to speak, right? And as I say, that's what's been a real credit to yourself, is just taking that
Oh,
action,
thank
not
you.
being
Well, I
afraid.
think one of the
Yeah.
best things you ever did was say just up your emails.
Yeah.
We're doing once a monthers, and now we do once a week.
Yeah.
And we've halved our work because it's actually a smaller email,
Mm.
and results just speaking for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not just Facebook ads. It's not just it's the whole environment. So I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Amazing. Really appreciate that, Leonie.
Can't
And
thank you enough. And yeah, and Dirk's
yeah,
been amazing too with
yeah.
his expertise. I can't thank him enough either.
Awesome. I'll pass that on for sure. Just as a final note, I mean, you've had some great experience in business and whatnot. I mean,
Mhm.
what sort of would you say to someone who was in your position beforehand where you said, I know I need to get something going? You know, you're very obviously understanding of how mentorship works, coaching works, and all these programs sort of work just with your experience. Like, what would you sort of say to someone who, you know, might be earlier on in their journey and sort of having similar thoughts that they know they kind of need help, but they don't even know what to do or what actions to sort of take. Is there something you've kind of learnt there with, yeah, through your experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Mentorship is worth it. If I had done this 20 years ago, we would be a multi-million dollar business by now. We should have done it years ago. I've had other mentors, definitely had other mentors,
Mm,
and they've been wonderful in what they do, but the execution was left up to me.
mhm,
And I'm not as easily um, put into a box and do this. I need to be told to do this, do this, that. Don't leave me to my own devices. And that's where you guys come in. You just allow me to say, okay, this is the next step. Okay, when is that going to be done? You know, where are
mm,
we up to? And that's what
mm,
I wanted to do. And so now we will get to a multi-million dollar business, but it
mm,
will be down the
mm,
line. But I've got
mm,
a pathway towards that now.
mm. I love it. Yep. Beautiful. Brilliant. Thank you obviously so much for sharing that. And I know that will be helpful for people because, as I say, you've got the benefit of hindsight being on this side of wisdom, and it's, yeah, really really valuable. That was definitely a lesson that I had learned. I mean, when I do it through my reading and podcasts and stuff like that, when you start to see and hear the same things from people that are doing what you want to do, you're silly not to take notice of that. There's a couple of things. Mainly, there was people read a lot. Second was meditation. And then third thing was actually investing in themselves and getting a mentor. Every successful person that I look up to has said those three things. And so,
And I
same.
meditate and I read.
There you
And
go. I
getting the
love it.
right mentor is the biggest thing, though. Getting
Correct.
the right
Yes.
mentor that fits who
100%.
you are. And the step
100%.
by step is so important.
Yeah,
And I mean, you can be given a complicated system to implement, but you're not going to do it. You're overwhelmed. You
exactly.
don't. You reduce the overwhelm, and
Mm.
that's what's really cool.
Yeah, beautiful. Well,
So
thank you
thank
so
you.
much, Leonie. Really appreciate those thoughts, and of
My
course,
pleasure.
so much more come for you. We're very excited for this next step, so we're looking
See how
forward
we
to it.
go. I can only see it up from here. I can tell you.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks, Leonie.
Thank you. Thanks, Will.
Cheers.